Good morning, everyone. I want to welcome you to another video on the Marquie Money Talks YouTube channel. Uh, Here we're going to talk about stocks, investing, business, finance, just everything you need to know to change your financial situation, change your financial future, and pretty much give you the freedom to live the life that you want to live and you deserve to live. Now, today, I want to get right into it. Um, a lot of people are always asking, what stocks do I buy? What stocks do I buy? How do I find stocks? How do I find them? Well, they mostly ask what stocks to buy. So I said I'm going to humor some people. And I got a list of 30 stocks that I think you should have in your portfolio. And and I like to invest for the long term. I do some short term investing, but I typically like to get stuff and just hold it and just, wait for that day when I'm able to just live off of it because I'm thinking about the future that I want to live. And that's basically how I do my investing. I see opportunities and take advantage of them because I understand how investing work. But overall, what I'm thinking more about is my future. When I get to retirement age, I'm not dependent on Social Security. So I'm dependent on my investments being where they need to be so that I can be happy, I can be comfortable, and I can be free. I don't have to depend on anyone to take care of me. Um, I can take care of myself financially and everything else. So so I have a list I made of 30 stocks, and I didn't make the list in order of their value. I just made it as far as which ones come to mind, and I am holding, I believe, all of these stocks in my M1 account. And I have them in my M1 account because I like the way you're able to separate your investments. Like they have this, the way the M1 does it is you can make a pie, and in that pie is your whole investments and or all of your investments. And so that pie that I've built in my M1 account is called Pay for My Life because that's what I plan on that money doing. It's paying for the life that I want to live. And so I got it as Pay for My Life. And then so once you build that pie, then what you can do is you can separate the stocks that you're buying. And the way I do it is like I have a what I call a cellular pie. And in my cellular pie, I have stuff like Verizon, T-Mobile, AT&T, all the cell phone companies. I have another pie called financial pie, and then I have like banks in there, like something like PayPal and different kind of Square and different kind of lending institutions. And so I break those down like that. And let me see. As a matter of fact, I may have to add a couple of more to the list. So we're going to change this to 31 stocks that you should have in your portfolio because one of the ones I just mentioned, I totally forgot about. And I believe they're, one that you should have full time as well. So let's get into it. Now, the number one on the list, and just like I said, I didn't do it in any kind of order. I just did it as they came to my mind while I was writing down the list. So number one is going to be Amazon for obvious reasons. It's like one of the biggest, well, if not the biggest online retail as far as like shipping and getting your packages and being able to order stuff and getting it in the same day, having the largest variety of products. I mean, they've really, made themselves a staple in their industry, and especially from where they came. So Amazon is number one. Another obvious pick is Walmart. And I mean, Walmart come into communities and take over the whole community. They shut down every store because I mean, you can't beat the prices, and then the variety of products just right there for you to be able to get. So Walmart is going to be number two that I think should be in your portfolio to hold, for long term. And and when it comes to stocks, I always say don't put your feelings and emotions into investing. You gotta use your brain and you gotta reason, and you can't not deal with a company just because you don't necessarily like them. When you're talking about investing, it's a tool, and that's what these companies are. They're tools to get you to where you want to be. So whether you agree with the company or not, just always remember that this is just an instrument and a tool that you're using. So number three, I'm gonna go with Nike. I mean, just like I said, that's another obvious um, pick just because of what they've done with like the Jordan brand and all the other athletes that they're making deals with and all their products and different things like that. They've really pushed themselves up, in their industry to be on top. And this list may grow because now I'm thinking about a few other companies that I'm not even going to put the number of companies in the title because I'm thinking about some more companies that I'm holding as I'm going through this list. And so I'm going to have to add them actually to the list and do it and kind of expand it because there are more companies that I think that we should do. I said Square earlier. All right, so Walmart was my number two. Amazon, Walmart, Nike, McDonald's. Oh, excuse me, Nike. And number four, I had down McDonald's. And I mean, a billion burgers sold worldwide. So there's not many people or businesses that have done what McDonald's have done. And you go anywhere in the world, and they pretty much know what McDonald's is. Unless it's like a third world country that's disconnected from the world. But in the country that's connected to technology and stuff like that, they know what McDonald's is, and they still have room to grow. And so that they're number four on the list. And just like I said, this is in no particular order. This is just as they came to my mind. Number five is gonna be Starbucks, and I mean that's another obvious. They took over the coffee industry, and with some of their partnerships, like a partnership they had with Magic Johnson in the past that I seen on an interview with him. He was able to help them expand their brand even more. And so that's why I think that's another good company. Number six, we're gonna get into the cellular area and technology area. So number six is gonna be Verizon. I mean, you can say what you want to say about their high prices, but you can't beat their services. And I say that I'm a Verizon customer, and I pay some high bills. So, but when I get into those hole in the wall places, because if you didn't know from watching the channel, I have my own trucking company. So sometimes I have to go into places where you can't necessarily get a decent phone signal. And Verizon has bailed me out of a lot of bad situations to where if I couldn't get the information I needed, I wasn't going to be able to get loaded, and I was going to be stuck in the middle of nowhere. So Verizon is one of the companies on my list. Right behind Verizon at number seven, I have T-Mobile. They've really expanded their networks. They've been buying other companies. They bought Metro PCS. They bought Sprint, and so now they're really becoming a more serious company when it comes to their product and their connection. So I like T-Mobile as a company. I also have them as a carrier as well. I have two phone carriers just because being in the industry I'm in trucking, you always got to have a phone. So I have three phones. So um, I may post my number in the description, for you to text me directly if you want me to address anything on the videos, any specific questions. I may go ahead and start doing that. The last one I have on the phone carriers is AT&T. Me personally, I wasn't too impressed with AT&T. I had them for like maybe a month and a half. I got my first bill and I was enraged because, I mean, it was just ridiculous how high that bill was for 1 month of service. So I took their phone back and all this stuff back and said I'll never deal with you again. But, just like I said, investing is a tool. So I'm not going to let my personal feeling towards them, hinder what I'm trying to do for my future. So I have them down as an investment. There are rumors that they may be going through a big lawsuit for, well, I'm not going to say what the lawsuit is for, but there are rumors that they may be going through a lawsuit. So that could force the price of their stock down, which is more opportunity. When stocks go down, that's a buying opportunity. And staying with the technology, number 9, I'm going to have Intel. Now with Intel, they make computer chips and motherboards and stuff like that. They're a technology company, and their technology is in most of the stuff that you buy, and their technology is in a lot of these self-driving vehicles. So they're moving down to San Antonio, and so not San Antonio, Austin. They're moving to Austin and building a huge facility there. So that's going to be big for the city of Austin. Now behind Intel, I have AMD. Now I've always been a fan of AMD products. I learned how to build my own computers, and when I started building my own computers, I was using the AMD motherboards because I could get the same speed and power of the Intel boards, but for a lot cheaper. And AMD have stuck with it and became a real serious player in the game of technology, to the point to where I believe, if I'm correct, they now have a deal with Tesla, and they're going to be providing the chips for Tesla vehicles now, which is going to allow you to be able to game and different things like that inside the car. Like if you're a passenger in the back seat, you'll be able to be back there getting your game on, and I know all the gamers are going to love that. Now, number 11, we're going to have Alphabet. Now, Alphabet is the parent company of Google, and Google also owns YouTube. And YouTube is probably the number one video platform in the world as far as watching stuff online. So I believe long term they're a real solid investment. Google was actually going to be my first investment when I first started learning to invest, but I had some issues with getting my money in my account the right way. At that time, you had to go down there. There was no like direct check transfer. There was ACH, but I wasn't familiar with that. So I wrote a check to put into my account, and that took 7 to 10 business days to hit my account. And what I should have did was got a money order, and it would have been in my account immediately. And I would have turned my $300 investment to $2,500 in less than 2 weeks. But, those opportunities missed are lessons to learn for the future. So let me get to number 12, which is going to be Robinhood. Now, Robinhood is an investment platform. I really like Robinhood. They're my favorite ones out of all the ones that I use. And that's just simply because of the ease of use. Everything is just simple and easy to understand on there. And they introducing more and more things, and you can learn a lot on the platform. So I like that about them. So I got Robinhood. Now, lucky number 13. Now, out of all my investments, this has been my favorite. And I talked about it before on another video earlier. But throughout this entire COVID-19 and the lockdown and everything else, this company has been going in nothing but one direction, and that is up. If I had $100 million, I would just put it in there and let it sit. And this company is called Waste Management. Now, if you may be up north, northwest, northeast, places like that, you might not be familiar with them. But down south, I'm in Texas, and down here, Waste Management is the one that handles the trash and recyclables and all that kind of stuff. So those guys have been doing excellent throughout this pandemic. I mean, just pull them up and look at the charts, and they're outstanding. So they've been my favorite investment throughout COVID. Now, at number 14, I have Tesla. And pretty much everybody knows what Tesla is. And you know why. I know they've had some problems with their stock lately, and it's been going down and stuff like that. But, you know, they had a stock split, so the price is more affordable. And I believe they're going to go down a little bit more with them preparing to purchase Twitter. So I believe that's going to create another buying opportunity. And so I think that's another one that's good for the long haul. Now, right behind Tesla, I have another company that's within the same industry. I'm going to do a video about them later on, so I'm just going to give you just a quick description of them. And they're called Lucid Motors, Lucid Motors. And they're pretty much Tesla's competitor. They're going to be Tesla's competitor. The guy that runs Lucid Motors worked for Tesla for, I believe, 6 years. And he kept bumping heads with Elon Musk, and they couldn't see eye to eye on certain things. This guy had been in the car industry for like probably about 30 years or something like that, 20, 30 years, designing cars for like Jaguar and different companies like that. And so him and Elon couldn't see eye to eye. So this company called Lucid decided they didn't decide, they were in the same industry as far as electric vehicles, and they were in the development stage at that time. So they hired the guy that was the top designer for Tesla, who actually saved Tesla's business with the design of, I think, the Model S. Well, Tesla's more popular car. He's the one that designed it, and it's still the top selling car today. And so they went public, I believe, last year, and they're still, you know, pretty decent as far as like their price. So they're still at a great opportunity. They just started delivering cars, I think, in November or December of last year. And their cars can actually go further than Tesla's on the full charge. And they make some beautiful cars. So I plan on maybe buying one next year to put on with my other business. I have a business renting cars on Turo. So I may do that as well. I'll get one of those and put it on there. Now, number 16 and 17, I had to make some changes to the list because I added some. And so we're just going to try to 16 and 17. So it's number 16 and 17 kind of run hand in hand. So 16 and 17 is going to be Uber and Lyft. And I've actually driven for Uber just to try it out and see how it is. And it's a great opportunity to make extra money, you know, And a lot of these taxi companies are going out of business uh, because of, their ridiculous rates. I tried to go maybe about less than 10 miles and they wanted to charge me $50, which is ridiculous. And so I ended up calling a Uber, and I paid $19 including the tip. So, Uber and Lyft, those are two companies that go hand in hand. And the biggest thing about them is they don't own any vehicles, but they make money off the vehicles, and so they have a great structure for them to be just a straight up profitable company. Both of them do. So I like both of those as long term investments. Now the next one is going to be Microsoft, and that's for obvious reason because as far as like these computers and stuff like that, most PC computers you're going to have is going to have the Microsoft operating system on there. So they're really not going anywhere anytime soon. And so that's why they're another investment. I'm kind of changing these numbers up as I go because I had to scribble some in that I thought about when I first decided on how many was going to be on this list. Now, the next one, we're going to get more into the financial area. And these are banking institutions. So at number 19 and number 20, I'm going with Bank of America and I'm going with Chase. And those are just simply because they're two, of the biggest banks in the world. And they're not the two biggest banks in the world, but I'm just saying, as far as financial institutions, there are two very large companies that are not going anywhere. So Bank of America and Chase are number 19 and number 20. Bank of America just recently came with this first time home buyers program, which I think is going to be a great opportunity despite what people may say about the interest rates and stuff like that. I'm like, the biggest thing is get the house. You can always go back and refinance, get a lower interest rate somewhere else once you take ownership of the property. The name of the game is ownership. So if you can get the house, I don't care if it's 6, 7, 8% interest, get the house. In less than a year, you can refinance and get that lower interest rate that you want. So number 21, we're moving back into technology and the digital space. So number 21 is going to be Apple. And Apple is, one of those obvious picks. So, I really don't got to explain about that. Apple had a stock split this year as well, I believe. I believe they had one. I can't remember. There's been so much going on in investing. And let's see. And number 22 is going to be Sony. And Sony makes some great products. They make computers, they make TVs, they make headphones, but they also own a lot of digital media, movies and music and stuff like that. And so they own some large music catalogs that are put in music, put in movies that are sampled and all that kind of stuff. So I believe that's why they are a good long-term investment. Also, Universal, they have a lot of movies, they have a lot of music, so that's another company I think that should be in your hold for life portfolio. Now, number 24 is going to be Disney. That's going to be another one, and that's another obvious one. So on number 24, no, excuse me, Disney was number 24. So we're getting to 25 and 26 now. So on 25 and 26, these kind of go hand in hand, just like Uber and Lyft. And that's going to be GM and that's going to be Ford. And they're two of the largest car manufacturers in the U.S. I'm not sure if they're in the largest in the world, but I've actually worked at GM through a temporary service. I was driving trucks and delivering parts to them, and got a chance to see how the cars are built and in the different departments and stuff like that. So I think they're going to be, pretty much staples of the industry, even when, they try to phase out all the gas vehicles, which I still think that we're a long way from. But it's a possibility that, in the future we may only have EVs. So I believe there are two companies, GM and Ford, are two companies that you should have in your portfolio. So we're down to number 27, 28, and 29. And these are going to be all financial institutions as well. So for number 27, I have Visa. For number 28, I have MasterCard. And number 29, I have American Express. And I believe those three financial institutions are going to be big. MasterCard and Visa have started making moves towards getting involved with cryptocurrency. So I think that's going to be huge for their companies, and it's going to take them to a whole nother level financially. So I'm excited to see, how that's going to work, especially with me being an investor in crypto. I'm heavily invested in the Shiba Inu crypto right now, and it's been making a lot of big moves in the crypto space, and it's actually been doing pretty well during this crypto winter. Out of 20-some thousand crypto projects, Shiba Inu is number 14 on the list. So in less than 2 years, it's moved all the way up past everyone else, and it's number 14 on the list of the best cryptos out there. But this is not about crypto, so we're going to try to stay on track. So we had 27 is Visa, 28 is MasterCard, 29 is American Express. Now, number 30 is going to be another financial institution, which is going to be PayPal. They're pretty much like, kind of like Cash App. They have great security, and they now have like payment plans and different things. You can pay in full payment. You can order stuff and pay in full payments and different things like that. They have a lot of flexibility, and they took a hit. I'm not sure. I can't remember what it was that made them take a hit like that, but they took a hit and their stock just plummeted. But just like I said, that's opportunity. When stocks go down like that, that's opportunity to buy more stock and get a better position on it. Because stocks go up, they go down. Now, when they go down, they're on sale. When they go up, you win. You pull your profits. Like they go up 80%, pull 20% of your money out and put it back and wait for the next opportunity. So okay, we're gonna get to number 31 now, which I originally started the list with 30, but then I remembered some other things. So 31 is going to be a company called Square, and they're a company that allows you to use your phone to accept like credit card payments and stuff like that. If you for like vendors, that's big for vendors. So I can see them, being a company that's going to be, here for the long run. Excuse me, I had to add a couple more. Now 32 and 33 are gonna kind of run together, just like the GM and Ford and the Visa, MasterCard, and American Express. And so number 32 and 33, I'm gonna have Coke and Pepsi. And Coke and Pepsi are both global brands. So they're going to be companies that are really not going anywhere, as far as their industry is concerned. They're the top of their industry, and they're the top of their brand. And just like I said, they're not going anywhere soon. I'm not drinking sodas anymore because I'm trying to be more healthy, and so I'm down to drinking my water and drinking my juices and drinking sugar-free drinks, and working more on my health. So, but it's still a very good investment. Now, number 34 I have is Procter and Gamble. Being a truck driver, I've hauled a lot of their products. I've picked up from their locations all across the country, and they're just another one of them companies that's gonna be good for the long haul. And I'm gonna write in number 35 because I just, for some reason, doing an even number list only seems right if there's a zero in the back. So I was originally gonna be doing 30, but now I'm gonna do 35. And on number 35, I'm adding to the list. It's the first stock that taught me about dividends, and that's gonna be Wendy's. Now, when I first bought Wendy's, I started learning about dividends, and what dividends are profits that companies pay for you to be able to. For you being an investor, they reward their owners in dividends, which is a percentage of their profits, and some pay by the quarter. Some pay every 6 months, some pay every year, some pay every month. There's some rare companies out there that actually pay dividends by the month. I have some stock in my M1 account that I get messages on every month that a dividend has been paid to your account. And what I typically do is I reinvest those dividends. Now, when I bought Wendy's, I discussed this, I think, in the previous video. But when I first bought Wendy's, I made a nice profit off some airline stock. And so I took the 2,200 I made off the airline stock and put it into the Wendy's stock just for the dividends. And then Wendy's decided to buy this company in Canada called Tim Hortons, which is basically like the Starbucks of Canada. And when they bought the company, what they did was reward their shareholders with the same amount of stock in Tim Hortons that they had in Wendy's. And at that time, Tim Hortons' value was the exact same thing as Wendy's. So when I checked my account, I had $2,200 in Wendy's, and I had $2,200 in Tim Hortons. So I made a $2,200 profit without even doing nothing. So that was amazing. And those are the type of opportunities that you can have when you invest. There are so many ways to make money, but you have to train your mind to invest first. You make these investments and you try to live off of those investments instead of living off your paycheck. And once you have enough in investments, you can live your entire life off your investment account. Some of this generational wealth, that's how they able to live for generation and generation and generation, is because they're living off of the investments of their ancestors. And so we have to do the same thing if we want the same thing for our kids and our family and for ourselves. So I hope that helps you out. I say when people ask, what do I invest in? I say, look around your house. What products do you have around your house? What brand TV do you have? I have a Samsung TV. I have a Samsung computer monitor. So I need to get Samsung stock. I have Apple laptops. I have Apple phones, and I need to buy Apple stocks. If you got a closet full of Jordans, then you need to buy Nike stock. So if you want to know what to buy, just look around the house and look at the products that you buy every day. Look at the stores that you shop at every day. Look at the places that you stop to get gas all the time. Those are the places that you want to invest your money, because now you become, instead of being a consumer, Now, you're a part of the company, and you have ownership in the company, and you sharing those profits and wins. So thank you to everyone for tuning in to another episode of the Marquie Money Talks YouTube channel. I hope this list of 35 stocks to hold for the long term helped you out. Don't I'm not telling you to invest. This is not financial advice. I'm just telling you to take a look at those stocks, look at the charts, look at their profits, do your research, do some homework on them, watch some YouTube videos on them, go on Google, find out about them, educate yourself first before you invest your money. The better your financial education is when it comes to investing, the fewer mistakes you will make and the more opportunities you will recognize. I'm going to leave the link in the description to some investment brokerages that you can use to start investing your money. Investing has changed since the last time that I did it, since I've started. So when I started, you had to have a certain amount of money or you couldn't invest. Now you can start with as little as $5 or even $1 and start investing in some of these stocks in the market. So I'm going to leave the links in the description. I'm going to leave the link to my podcast that I have on Spotify, and I believe it's on Apple Podcast as well. It's called the Making It Make Sense podcast. It's talking all about investing, crypto, the stock market, different things like that, my history with investing, things that I've learned over the years, and I'm going to be doing it a little different next year. I'm trying to move into doing that as a video podcast, something like this, and maybe go into doing some interviews with some other investors and people that own businesses as well. So we're just going to see how everything works out. I'm still working with my trucking company right now, so next year I'm hoping I can actually get off the road, start hiring drivers and office staff and things like that, so I can have the freedom to do this work and start educating more people on finance, on investing, and different things like that that my love have shifted into. So everyone be safe out there. It's football Sunday. I'm up early in the morning. I don't even know what time it is right now. It may be 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. But I figured what better way to make use of my time than sharing information with my followers that can help, or subscribers, excuse me, that can help them grow. We're at 39 subscribers now, so the channel is growing. I appreciate everyone that's taking the time out to listen to the videos and observe the information. Your most valuable asset is your time. And I'm very thankful that you're sharing your time, trying to better yourself by listening to the information I provide. If you think the information is helpful and useful to you, then like the video, subscribe to the channel, and share it with your people. Teamwork make the dream work. As many of y'all can get together and invest, then the more power you'll have collectively. So everyone be safe out there. Enjoy your football Sunday. I hope your team win, unless it's playing my team. Go Cowboys. And have a great day.